Ever wondered why some animals take a long winter nap? Why is hibernation so important? Let's dive into the intriguing phenomenon of hibernation, a survival strategy that stands as a testament to nature's ingenuity. Picture this. The harsh winter is knocking at the door, food is scarce, the temperature drops below zero, and survival seems a distant dream. What do? If you're a bear, a bat, or a number of other animals, you hibernate. But what exactly does hibernation entail? Hibernation is far more than just a deep, prolonged sleep. It's a state of inactivity where the body's internal thermostat drops, mirroring the chill of the outside world. The heart rate slows down, breathing becomes sparse, and the metabolic rate, the speed at which the body burns energy, drops significantly. It's like switching your body to power-saving mode, conserving energy when resources are limited, but don't mistake this as simple snooze. During hibernation, animals are in a state of torpor, a term used to describe their decreased physiological activity. This isn't the same as your nightly slumber. You can easily wake up from sleep, but rousing a hibernating animal is no easy task. They are so deep in their state of dormancy that they appear lifeless. This survival strategy is a fascinating adaptation to harsh environments. It allows animals to endure periods of extreme cold and scarcity of food. By reducing their metabolic demands, these creatures can stretch their energy reserves, stored as body fat, to last the winter. So, next time you see a bear in a documentary curled up in a cave while the snow blankets the world outside, remember it's not just sleeping, it's in a state of survival, a stillness that is full of life. It's a marvel of nature, an adaptation that allows life to persist in the harshest conditions. So, hibernation is not merely about taking a break, it's a complex and fascinating survival strategy. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. But how do animals prepare for this long winter nap? That's a question you might be asking. Well, the hibernation process is a fascinating one, marked by intense preparation and remarkable biological changes. Imagine you've just received an invitation to an all-you-can-eat buffet, and you've got one mission: to eat as much as you possibly can. That's pretty much the life of a hibernating animal in the run-up to winter. They gorge themselves on food, packing on the pounds to build up fat reserves. This isn't a vanity contest, it's a survival strategy. Their fat reserves serve as their own personal pantry, fueling their body throughout the long winter months when food is scarce or non-existent. But the preparation doesn't stop at eating. Animals also need to find a safe place to hibernate. Some choose caves, others burrow into the ground, and some even find cozy spots under the snow. It's all about finding a place that offers protection from predators and harsh weather conditions. Now imagine you had the ability to slow down your metabolism to a point where your heart rate slows and your body temperature drops. Sounds like a superhero power, right? Well, that's what these animals do. During hibernation, an animal's metabolic rate can drop to less than 5% of its normal rate. This metabolic slowdown is a key part of the hibernation process, allowing animals to conserve energy and survive on their fat reserves alone. The hibernation process is not a simple sleep, it's a deep metabolic slumber where the body undergoes drastic changes to conserve energy and survive the winter. It's like hitting the pause button on life, all while the world outside continues to turn. So next time you see a chubby squirrel or a bear with a bit of a belly, remember they're not overindulging. They're preparing for one of nature's most incredible phenomena. They're getting ready for a long, deep sleep. They're preparing to hibernate. In essence, hibernation is a remarkable adaptation that allows animals to survive and thrive. Now you might be thinking, what's so great about hibernation? Well, it's not just a long, leisurely nap for our furry friends. Hibernation is a survival strategy, a marvel of nature that carries with it several advantages. Let's dive in deeper to understand why it's so crucial for certain species. Imagine being in a world where the weather turns harsh and food becomes scarce. You'd wish for a way to survive these tough times, wouldn't you? That's exactly what hibernation allows animals to do. By slowing down their bodily functions, animals can conserve energy and make it through periods of extreme cold or food scarcity. It's not just about survival, though. Hibernation also provides protection from predators. When you're tucked away in a burrow or a den, you're less likely to end up as someone's dinner, But hibernation isn't just beneficial for the animals that do it. It's also essential for the balance of our ecosystems. You see, animals don't exist in isolation. They're part of complex, interconnected networks of life. When a bear hibernates, for instance, it's not eating salmon. This allows more salmon to survive and reproduce, which in turn affects the populations of other species that rely on salmon. It's a domino effect. Moreover, hibernation allows for the redistribution of nutrients in the environment. When animals hibernate, they often do so in dens or burrows, taking with them food reserves or waste products. These materials enrich the soil in and around their hibernation sites, contributing to the fertility of the ground and promoting plant growth. So, hibernation is more than just a survival strategy. It's a tool that animals use to adapt to their environment, to protect themselves, and to ensure the survival of their species. It's a process that affects entire ecosystems, from the smallest insects to the largest predators. Hibernation, therefore, is a key player in the survival and balance of our natural world. Hibernation isn't just for bears, it's a fascinating survival strategy that extends far beyond the bear den. From the smallest insects to the largest mammals, a wide variety of creatures employ this sleep-like state to survive harsh weather conditions. Take bats, for example. These nighttime flyers are known for hanging upside down in dark, secluded areas during their hibernation. Bats slow down their body functions to such an extent that they might appear lifeless. Their heart rate drops to a mere 20 beats per minute from a whopping 1,000 during active flight. This significant decrease in metabolic activity allows them to survive on their stored fat reserves for several months. Moving on to the ground squirrel, another hibernation maestro. Unlike bats, these little creatures go for a deep sleep, dropping their body temperature to just above freezing. They achieve this by transforming their fat stores into a special type of fatty acid that helps lower their body temperature. This process allows them to use less energy, enabling them to hibernate for up to 8 months. Hedgehogs, too, have a unique approach to hibernation. When food is scarce, these spiky little fellows roll into a ball, tuck in their heads, and slow down their metabolic rate. Their body temperature drops from a toasty 35 degrees Celsius to a chilly 10 degrees. They can remain in this state, living off their fat reserves for up to 6 months. As you can see, hibernation is not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a diverse strategy, adapted and refined by each species to suit their specific needs and environmental conditions. Whether it's bats hanging in a cave, squirrels burrowed in the ground, or hedgehogs tucked up in a ball, each creature hibernates in its own unique way. Indeed, hibernation is a diverse and wide-ranging phenomenon, not just confined to the bear in the cave. Could humans ever hibernate? Now that's a tantalizing question. Just imagine curling up for a long winter's nap, emerging refreshed and ready to take on the world. But could this ever be more than a fanciful daydream? Let's delve into the concept of human hibernation, or as scientists like to call it, torpor. Torpor is a state of decreased physiological activity in an animal, usually characterized by a reduced body temperature and metabolic rate. It's like hitting the snooze button on life, allowing the body to conserve energy during harsh or challenging conditions. Now you might be thinking, sure, that sounds great for a squirrel, but what about us humans? Well, some scientists believe that human hibernation may not only be possible, but it could also have profound implications for space travel and medical advancements. Imagine this: astronauts in a state of torpor during long-haul space journeys, their bodies preserved as they hurtle through the cosmos. This could potentially solve some of the biggest challenges facing deep space travel, including the need for large amounts of food and water, not to mention the psychological toll of being awake for years on end during a mission. And it's not just space travel that could benefit. The medical field could also see revolutionary advancements. Imagine being able to slow down a person's metabolic rate to buy doctors more time during critical surgeries. Or perhaps even using hibernation to help the human body heal itself after severe trauma. While this may sound like the stuff of science fiction, the reality is that research into human hibernation is ongoing. Scientists are studying animals that hibernate to understand the mechanisms and potential applicability to humans. While human hibernation might seem like science fiction, it could become a reality in the future. Hibernation, then, is not just fascinating but could also be pivotal for future human endeavors.